Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now guess what? Kenya Power has been forced to react to an incident where it is blamed that it switched off power at a church where Rigathi Gachagua had attended.
I want to begin by saying, Your Excellency, the Second Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, karibu sana na Mama Pastor Dorcas. It is not that we don't love you, but we have to establish protocols for the Anglican Church.
So let me take you directly into a response. This is what was posted to Kenya Power. I'm hearing Kenya Power decided to switch off lights in the whole of Nyeri town today because Rigathi is attending a church service at SK St. Peter's Cathedral. Nyeri people, can you confirm this, please? Do you have electricity? That is something that was posted. I think this was something that was a bit sarcastical, but the main intention was to get Kenya Power to react to this. Now, this is what Kenya Power said in response. Good afternoon, sir. Kindly note that various parts of Nyeri County and its environs were scheduled for a planned maintenance today, March 23rd, as circulated on our platforms. This is to ensure the provision of continuous and reliable power. So that is what Kenya Power shared, reacting to that posting that sought to find out from people whether indeed Kenya Power switched off power simply because Rigathi Gachagua was in attendance. Now, you all remember that Ole Sapit was also in attendance. He's the one who was there as the Archbishop, and the main intention was to supervise this whole process. Now, I want us to go into this statement from KPLC and whether indeed KPLC did this intentionally. But before we get further, kindly like this video. It's so important because when you like this video, that is the only YouTube shares our content. Subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I don't know how about you, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to go below in the comment section and tell us whether you believe KPLC did this intentionally or it was unintentional. Why did the power go off when Rigathi Gachagua was in attendance? You know, last week, there was an ultimatum that was issued by the Archbishop, SK, that no politician will be allowed to make statements during a church session. That if you want to make any statement, then you have to make it outside the church. In fact, after the church session. Now, last week, we saw what happened. And what has it that Rigathi Gachagua stormed out of that church session? I mean, because they were not given an opportunity to speak, whereas they had expected that they were going to speak to the people. Now, today, the same scenario happened, but this time round, the Archbishop also made that pronouncement. But funny enough, KPLC, there was power outage. So the big question here, ladies and gentlemen, is, was this intentional or it wasn't intentional? Let us go back to the early days, politics of the 90s. Those days, let me just take you through the politics of when Raila was doing much of opposition politics. You see, these days he doesn't. If I may take you to 2023, I remember when Raila had gone to Shakahola, remember, then he was denied entry by the government. The government stopped him from, making that entry. And then I also remember when Matiang'i had some issues with the government, and Raila Amolo Odinga attempted to go beyond the DCI gate. Again, there was a lot of stoppage from the government. So the government was trying to stop Raila Amolo Odinga from making any move. When Raila wanted to organize some rallies in Nairobi County, again, the government interfered with some of these plans. Sometimes you will be told that Nyayo Stadium is under renovation. Uhuru Garden is under renovation. You'll be denied an opportunity to be there. I remember back then in the days when Raila would go to maybe public rallies, and then Pierre Steamer would go off so that you don't make a speech there. So, looking at what has taken place, even though I don't have evidence that really it was KPLC involved, but Kenyans have come out guns blazing on KPLC and accusing KPLC of attempting to embarrass Rigathi Gachagua. Because according to Kenyans, majority of them, they think that maybe KPLC knew that Rigathi was going to make a statement there, kwa sababu that is Nyeri, na hakuna vile Ole Sapit maybe angemnyima ile nafasi ya kuongea pale labda, ama kuongea kule nje. So because of that realization, power went off. So KPLC could be making a point that is also okay, that they had to do some regular maintenance, because of course they normally do maintenance sometimes at night, sometimes over the weekend, so that ndio wasiharibu biashara za watu. So we can as well say that maybe, maybe that was a routine maintenance. But if you go to tuko.co.ke, there's something here that was also shared on X. This is what it says, still relating to this issue of power. We extremely apologize for the challenge encountered. Some Kenyans had unknowingly accused Kenya Power of switching off electricity in Nyeri due to former. Okay, we extremely apologize for the challenge encountered. So, based on what is being shared, based on some of the reaction, and based on what Kenya Power said, they are trying to vindicate themselves from this blame. Ati walizimia Gachagua. Walizimia Gachagua ndio asiweze kuongea pale, kwa sababu kama hataweza kuongea pale, inamaanisha hataweza kuhutubia Wakenya. Hangeweza kuhutubia Wakenya pale ACK, kwa sababu Ole Sapit angepata a lot of resistance pale kwa hiyo kanisa. Because of that reason, maybe Kenya Power had to switch off power. Ndio sasa hata mtu akianza kulalamika, alalamike lakini hakuna stima. Well, I don't know, but just go below in your comment section and you can tell us what you think about this blame game. Do you think Kenya Power is responsible or not responsible? Just tell us below on the comment section. There's also a separate scenario when Rigathi had left the church. There was some kind of commotion outside the church. I don't know how many of you saw that video. Inaonyesha kwamba some goons could have been planted there to try to disrupt Rigathi Gachagua's speech outside the church. You have seen these trends. This is not the first time. We saw it last week. Pale ACK walipokatazwa pia tena kuongea, walipokuwa wanatoka nje again, kulikuwa na watu pale walikuwa na heckle, walimheckle Kalonzo Musyoka, wakamheckle Rigathi. They ended up mentioning Ruto's name. So we have seen this. I don't know whether people are planting these goons to be able to disrupt Rigathi Gachagua's speeches ama ni nini. But just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this latest development. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.